Marcus just pulled off the biggest heist of his life. $2 million in cash, sitting right in his hands. Here's the problem: he can't spend it. Not on a house, not on a car, not even on a nice dinner. The moment he tries buying anything big, someone asks one question: where did this money come from? And saying he just found it will not save him. This is the oldest headache in crime. The solution criminals invented is clever, bold, and used everywhere. They call it money laundering. And today we uncover exactly how it works. Somewhere across town, Detective Elena Cho already has a case file open. She's waiting for cash exactly like this to surface. Before washing dirty money, you need to understand why it's dirty in the first place. Dirty money comes from illegal activity, drug sales, fraud, corruption, bribery, tax evasion. The government never got its cut. And Marcus definitely doesn't want them finding out. Every time money moves through a bank, an investment, a purchase, it leaves a footprint. Investigators follow footprints for a living. So the entire goal of laundering is simple: take money that screams it's from a crime and turn it into money that whispers it's completely normal. That's the whole game. Stage 1. Placement. Money laundering runs through 3 classic stages. Stage 1 is placement, and it's the riskiest by far. Marcus has a mountain of physical cash, and he needs it inside the financial system without triggering alarms. Walk into a bank with a duffel bag holding $800,000. The teller will have questions immediately. The FBI will have questions shortly after that, so criminals get creative. The classic method is called smurfing, breaking one giant pile into dozens of smaller deposits, each one just under the amount that triggers automatic reporting. In the United States, that threshold sits at $10,000. So Marcus deposits smaller amounts each time, spread across different banks, different accounts, different days. Some criminals actually hire people, nicknamed Smurfs, to physically run bank to bank making these deposits. It's slow, tedious work for a supposed life of crime. Another popular method involves cash-heavy businesses, restaurants, car washes, bars, anything handling constant cash. It's nearly impossible to verify if the daily sales are even real. Mix the dirty cash with legitimate earnings, inflate the customer numbers, and deposit everything as normal business revenue. Quick pause before we go deeper. If this is blowing your mind, hit like right now so more people see it. Drop a comment and tell us which stage sounds the easiest to catch: placement, layering, or integration. And subscribe to the channel because we break down how the criminal world actually works every single week. Stage 2. Layering. Stage 2 is layering, and this is where things get elegant. The cash already sits inside the system. Now Marcus needs to erase any trace back to himself. The goal of layering is simple: move the money so many times, through so many accounts, across so many countries, that investigators eventually give up chasing it. Wire funds from one country to a shell company in another, which loans it to another shell company somewhere else, which invests it in a fourth country, sending dividends back home. After 5 or 6 moves like that, even trained financial investigators lose the thread completely. And that's exactly the point. Shell companies make this possible. A shell company exists legally on paper, but does absolutely nothing in real life. No employees, no products, no office, just a name, an address, and a bank account. In places like the British Virgin Islands, the Cayman Islands, or even Delaware, anyone can create one for a few $100s. The real owner's name never has to appear anywhere public. So when investigators try tracing ownership, they hit a company owned by another company, owned by a trust, managed by a lawyer. Inside a country with strict secrecy laws, dead end. Elena has seen this pattern 100 times, and it still frustrates her every single time. Stage 3. Integration. Stage 3 is integration. The finish line. The cash has been placed, layered beyond recognition, and now it flows back to Marcus completely clean. Ready to spend on a yacht, a penthouse, or a very comfortable retirement. Real estate is a favorite trick. Buying a luxury condo through a shell company, holding it a year, then selling it. Suddenly, the cash looks like profit from a property deal. Entire cities are filled with empty luxury apartments owned by these mystery companies. Bad for renters, wonderful for criminals. Art is another favorite. A single painting selling for $50 million, and nobody checks whether it was actually worth that much. Nobody requires disclosure of where the money originated. The art world stays famously opaque. Buy the art, sell it later, and the income comes back completely clean. Plus something beautiful to look at while waiting. The United Nations estimates between $800 billion and $2 trillion gets laundered globally every single year. That's 2 to 5% of the entire planet's GDP. Out of all that laundered money, investigators only manage to seize roughly 1%. Just 1%. Criminals are running a 99% success rate. Any other industry hitting numbers like that would be called a miracle. In the world of crime, they just call it another Tuesday.